Welcome to this collection of quotes and aphorisms by Fyodor Dostoevsky, one of the greatest novelists in the history of Russian literature. Dostoevsky's works are renowned for their exploration of the human psyche, morality, and spirituality. His writings are thought-provoking and deeply philosophical, often delving into the nature of suffering, love, and redemption. In this collection, you'll find some of Dostoevsky's most memorable and insightful quotes, ranging from the power of love and the importance of self-awareness to the darker aspects of the human condition. Through his words, Dostoevsky challenges us to think deeply about our own lives and to question our assumptions about the world around us. So sit back, relax, and prepare to be inspired by the wisdom of one of the greatest literary minds of all time. The greatest happiness is to know the source of unhappiness. Man is a mystery. It needs to be unraveled, and if you spend your whole life unraveling it, don't say that you've wasted time. I am studying that mystery because I want to be a human being. Pain and suffering are always inevitable for a large intelligence and deep heart. The really great men must, I think, have great sadness on earth. To love someone means to see them as God intended them. The degree of civilization in a society can be judged by entering its prisons. To be acutely conscious is a disease, a real, honest-to-goodness disease. The soul is healed by being with children. The greatest happiness is to know the source of unhappiness. The awful thing is that beauty is mysterious as well as terrible. God and the devil are fighting there, and the battlefield is the heart of man. The darker the night, the brighter the stars, the deeper the grief, the closer is God. Man is a pliable animal, a being who gets accustomed to everything. It is not by confining one's neighbor that one is convinced of one's own sanity. To be too conscious is an illness. A real thoroughgoing illness. Above all, don't lie to yourself. The man who lies to himself and listens to his own lie comes to a point that he cannot distinguish the truth within him, or around him, and so loses all respect for himself and for others. The cleverest of all, in my opinion, is the man who calls himself a fool at least once a month. The more I love humanity in general, the less I love man in particular. The degree of one's emotions varies inversely with one's knowledge of the facts. What is hell? I maintain that it is the suffering of being unable to love. People speak sometimes about the bestial cruelty of man, but that is terribly unjust and offensive to beasts. No animal could ever be so cruel as a man, so artfully, so artistically cruel. Man is fond of counting his troubles, but he does not count his joys. If he counted them up as he ought to, he would see that every lot has enough happiness provided for it. The most terrifying fact about the universe is not that it is hostile but that it is indifferent. But if we can come to terms with this indifference and accept the challenges of life within the boundaries of death, however mutable man may be able to make them, our existence as a species can have genuine meaning and fulfillment. The world will be saved by beauty. The most important thing is to be able at any moment to sacrifice what we are for what we could become. Power is given only to those who dare to lower themselves and pick it up. Only one thing matters, one thing, to be able to dare. Love a man, even in his sin. For that love is a likeness of the divine love, and is the summit of love on earth. If there is no God, then everything is permitted. To live without hope is to cease to live. Man is sometimes extraordinarily, passionately, in love with suffering. The best way to keep a prisoner from escaping is to make sure he never knows he's in prison. The most painful thing is losing yourself in the process of loving someone too much, and forgetting that you are special too. without a firm idea of himself and the purpose of his life. Man cannot live even a tolerable life. To go wrong in one's own way is better than to go right in someone else's. The soul is healed by being with children. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. As we come to the end of this exploration of Fyodor Dostoevsky's quotes and aphorisms, we can't help but be struck by the depth and complexity of his insights into the human experience. Dostoevsky's works continue to resonate with readers today, nearly 2 centuries after they were written. His writing reminds us that we are all flawed and complex beings, capable of both great good and great evil. But through his exploration of suffering, redemption, and a search for meaning, Dostoevsky offers us hope that we can transcend our limitations and find fulfillment in life. We hope that this collection of Dostoevsky's quotes has inspired you to think more deeply about your own life and the world around you. May his words continue to challenge and inspire us to be better, more compassionate, and more self-aware individuals. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the wisdom of Fyodor Dostoevsky. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel to receive all new